Hello, YouTube family. It's Amanda Edwards, child, family, and women's therapist, back at you for another episode of Ask a Therapist. Today's question comes from actually the father of a young boy in elementary school who's concerned about their teacher constantly emailing about behaviors in the classroom. So this father feels like the burden is on him to be managing his son's behavior in the classroom. And I'm sure the reason I chose this question was because I know that there are a lot of parents who get a lot of emails from a lot of teachers about their kids misbehaving in class, and they don't really know what to do in response to that. So the question is, what do you do in response to getting email after email after email about the behaviors that your child is having in class? So my answer is actually multi-fold. The first thing is to determine if your child does have a mental health diagnosis that needs to be addressed in the school, through the school system. So that would be something where if you feel like, or if you know already that your kid has ADHD or maybe ODD, or maybe even just an adjustment disorder, like maybe your family has been through maybe a big move or changing schools, or perhaps there was even a death in the family that you know your kid might be having a difficult time adjusting to. If you feel that your child has a diagnosable condition that's affecting their behavior in school, you would want to talk to the school psychologist about doing an assessment to move forward with either a 504 or an IEP plan. So that would be additional supports that your child gets in the classroom and while in school to help them regulate themselves, to control their behaviors, to make better choices, to be able to perform better academically and socially, and to sort of catch up emotionally with where they should be at for their age. If you feel like your kid's just acting out because they're being a jerk, then that's certainly something that you can address at home with your own parenting style. Having discussions with your child about what is and what isn't appropriate behavior in the classroom. You can certainly talk it over at conferences. If it feels good to do sort of a positive reinforcement, maybe a chart with some stickers on it where you collaborate with the teacher so the teacher communicates with you when it's been a good day and then they get to work toward earning something. If you're just wanting to improve your child's overall behavior, then certainly doing sort of an incentive or a rewards program after you've outlined what appropriate positive behavior looks like in the classroom, then that is certainly an option for you. But if you feel like your kid needs additional support, and if you're getting emails that regularly with behavior problems that are coming up in school, don't be afraid to ask the school psychologist for additional help. Because if you don't, your kid might be one of those kids that's getting suspended over and over again for something that is really without their control. If there's something emotional or social that's really going on for them and they're having a really hard time managing, these behaviors are not on purpose. They're sort of like a cry for help, like they need additional support to emotionally get where they need to be in order to be successful in the classroom. And there's absolutely no shame for asking for additional support for your child while they're at school. It's one of your primary responsibilities as a parent to advocate for your kiddo. And if that means getting additional supports, then more power to you both. Again, as always, for future questions for Ask a Therapist, feel free to privately message me through YouTube, through my website, through my Facebook page, linked below. You can also shoot me an email. If you're cool with your question being public, you can definitely comment on a video if that feels good to you. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Be well. Mwah!